back everyone, it's time to go balls deep into Jujutsu Kaisen. In this video, we will be explaining the new lore and information that was revealed given by the omnipresent sorcerer, Master Tengen in chapter 145. Now, even though season 1 of the anime has ended, we will still be covering Jujutsu Kaisen and focusing more on the manga side of things. If you guys want to be part of the Jujutsu Kaisen discussion and theories, then make sure you lot are caught up to the manga. Along with that, I want to quickly thank you lot for continuing to show your support and help build the Jujutsu Kaisen community by watching and sharing our videos. I really want to help this anime be recognized with the anime community amongst the greatest of all times. And with that, I want to shout out Dancho's Hideout as he has awesome theories and Jujutsu content. So make sure you guys go check out Dancho's Hideout after this video, and don't forget to show us your love by smashing that like button. Okay, so before we dive right into Master Tengen's big brain revelation and explain why this dude looks like a walking, talking thumb from Spy Kids,
corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture.
we need to quickly recap chapter 144 so everyone is on the same page. So after the reunion with Megumi, Itadori is asked to help him in saving his sister Sumiki from the CULLING games which was set by the fake Geto aka Brain-kun. Itadori accepts to help of course, but informs Yuta that even though he doesn't think that Sukuna will take over his body if he eats the last 5 fingers, however if Sukuna does, he wants Yuta to do what needs to be done, implying that Yuta can actually kill Sukuna, which kind of, I don't know about that. Regardless, Itadori does inform Yuta that Sukuna has a plan for Megumi. At this point, it becomes more clear that Itadori, whilst Sukuna is taking over his body, has still some understanding of what's going around him, hence knowing Sukuna's interest in Megumi, along with also feeling super depressed for the mass slaughter. And we also learned that Nobita might be dead from the conversation about her well-being.
Hey yo, what the
No! But moving forwards, Megumi tells Itadori that they need to talk to Master Tengen at the school so they can figure out what the brain wants and how to release Gojo from the prison realm. Itadori, Megumi, Yuta and Choso, yes our dude is alive and kicking thanks to Yuta I guess, they go to the school to meet with Maki and Yuki to use Choso's curse techniques connected to his brothers to get through Tengen's barrier. Because if you guys don't know, there are other death painting rooms which is stored in the Tengen barrier's warehouse. We also get an indication that Itadori knows about his mother being the brain, possibly because he considers Choso his elder brother, which by the way he didn't do before. Now Itadori, Yuta, Megumi, Maki, Choso and Yuki are all together at Tengen's barrier to eventually end up to which Fushiguro Toji, you know Megumi's father, killed Riko 11 years ago during the hidden inventory arc. Check out our video on how Satoru Gojo became the strongest if you want more details on that, or let us know in the comment section below if you want us to cover specifically what makes this hidden inventory so important. But regardless, before our group gets past the barriers, they are met with Master Tengen himself, where we then start chapter 145 off, with Itadori and the others all shocked by Tengen's appearance. My man has 4 eyes and looks very unhuman-like. Now Tengen tells Yuki this isn't the first time they met, so he wasn't going to greet her the same. Yuki asks Tengen why he closed the Tomb of the Star, which he answers that he does know a lot but he can't read people's heart, and due to this he was afraid Yuki would be allied with Kenjaku. Yes, Tengen has dropped Brain-kun's name, Kenjaku. Now to clarify, Tengen is over 1000 years old and we don't know his exact age, but he is for sure older than Sukuna and Kenjaku, as in chapter 74 Tengen was confirmed to be alive in the Nara period, which preceded the Heian period to which Sukuna and Kenjaku lived through. But coming back to the chapter, Yuki is shocked to hear that Brain-kun is given a name, whilst noting that his name Kenjaku means benevolence and salvation, calling it very ironic. But our boy Itadori interrupts to ask the most important question, and that is, why the heck does Tengen look the way he does? And to my surprise, Tengen actually answers. He says that he is immortal, not anti-aging, so old age has gotten to him. He even says to Itadori that he would look like this too after 500 years. Tengen has 4 eyes. Is this a reference to Sukuna? Because my dude also has quite a few eyes and he lived a very long time. Regardless, Tengen explains that after he failed to assimilate with Riko 11 years ago, his aging has accelerated, plus his sense of self has disappeared. Heaven and earth has become part of him. This was foreshadowed and explained in great detail back in chapter 66. In Gojo's flashback, before he and his then friend and classmate Geto was assigned to bring Tengen's vessel to him safely, Principal Yaga explained that every 500 years Tengens need to merge with a compatible vessel and rewrite his body genetics, otherwise Tengen would start evolving into something beyond a human. So we knew the possible result after the boys failed to get his vessel in time. Yuki thinks to herself on how she was wrong about there being another star plasma vessel. Yuta then lets Tengen know that they came to ask about Kenjaku's intention and how to unseal Gojo from the prison realm. But before Tengen is ready to give the answers, he places the condition that he requires 2 bodyguards, either Yuta, Toso or Yuki, to stay with him. Before Tengen explains why he needs protection even though he is immortal, he informs our gang that Kenjaku's intention is to force human evolution throughout Japan. This is something we already knew from Kenjaku's conversation with Yuki back in chapter 136. However, Megumi then asks what exactly Kenjaku wants to achieve and why didn't he use Tengen's barrier to idol transfigure everyone in Japan into sorcerers if he just wanted evolution like that. And if you guys forgot or are confused about Tengen's barrier, well, it basically makes sure that all cursed energy in Japan is optimized. In a way, it connects all of the cursed energy in Japan. However, Tengen explains that Kenjaku lacks the required amount of cursed energy. Tengen says that Geto's cursed technique Uzumaki does not cycle back to the sorcerer after use, so it is too inefficient to use as a cursed technique to evolve humans all at once. The best way to achieve his goals for human evolution is actually to use Tengen. Yes, that's right guys, Kenjaku is trying to achieve human evolution by assimilating everyone with Tengen. Now usually only star plasma vessel can assimilate with Tengen, hence why Gojo and Geto back in the days had to protect the designated vessel Riko. However, Tengen explains that because he had failed to assimilate that time with Riko, and as there were no compatible vessel after her, Tengen started to evolve in the past 11 years. This new evolved version of him can merge with anyone now, and with that he can merge with a multitude of people because his soul now exists everywhere, making him one with the heaven and earth. So basically any human who assimilates with Tengen will surpass the normal meaning of what a sorcerer is, as they will exist but not really and truly exist, overall being an entirely new form of existing. Tengen continues to explain that due to his barrier techniques, he can maintain his form and consciousness even after evolution. However, if multiple humans assimilate with him and begin to evolve, it would become a disaster if even one of them became bad. This confuses Yuki, so Tengen informs them that the ill will would spread instantly, as there would be no boundaries between individuals and they will be connected on a new evolved level. 100 million people's depravity would flood the world and Shibuya would happen worldwide. Basically, you can see it like this. Tengen is the medium for a hive mind of all of Japan. So if that hive mind was to become corrupted with evil, then that will spread throughout of Japan to eventually flood out into the world, eventually causing curses and curse energy to take an even more prominent role in the world. Itadori demands to know what Kenjaku wants out of all of this, but Tengen reiterates that he cannot read people's hearts. Maki then asks why can't Tengen just reject any assimilation, in which he explains that due to the evolution that took place with him, he is more like a curse than a human, making him susceptible to Geto's curse manipulation technique, which is in the hands of Kenjaku. Tengen believes that if he runs into Kenjaku, he would be absorbed immediately upon contact due to his level as a sorcerer. And to be honest, I believe him. Don't forget that even Mahito was absorbed instantly. Anyway guys, this is why as a protection protocol, his main body is rejecting everything from entering the tomb of the star. Yuta realizes why Tengen wants gods now. Tengen says that the Kenjaku is only a barrier master second to him, so it's only a matter of time before he unseals the tomb. Tengen then continues to explain that the pieces kept lining up perfectly, causing this to be a perfect time for Kenjaku to continue his plans. Tengen explains that the star plasma vessel, the six eyes, Tengen himself are all bound by fate, and that in the past, Kenjaku has twice lost to the sorcerer of the six eyes. The second time he took no chances and killed the star plasma vessel and the six eyes less than 1 month after they were born. However, on the day of merging, the six eyes and the star plasma vessel still appeared. Because of this, Kenjaku decided to change his strategy. Instead, he chose to seal Gojo because there cannot be two wielders of the six eyes at the same time. Also, 11 years ago, Toji Zenin, aka Megumi's father, intervention destroyed the fate connecting them, where he actually killed Riko, the star plasma vessel, and actually accelerated Gojo's transformation to what he is today. On top of all of that, Geto's existing having the perfect technique to help Kenjaku, not to mention him finally finding the Prism Realm 6 years ago, everything just lined up for Kenjaku, didn't it? And the Culling Games is actually a ritual using the cursed energy of the players plus boundaries connected between each barriers to take these humans in Japan to Nirvana. What Tengen means by this is that this game is like an acclamation to the assimilation process, and adds that even though he can now merge with a non-star plasma vessel, at the moment it's still highly unlikely, and then he would become an incomplete being. So the Culling Games is simply to announce and help the process of Tengen's assimilation. Tengen notes that Kenjaku must have placed many binding vows on him to pull all of this off, and one of them must have been that he cannot be the master of the Culling Games, which confirms that, you know, the brain isn't the master of the Culling Games. So even if Kengaku somehow dies, the game will continue until all of the players are dead, or all the players refuse participation and then die. The clauses mentioning long-lasting addition to the rules ensures that nothing can interrupt the ritual. So the only thing our gang can really do is to join the Culling Games themselves so they can play Rule 6 into effect by negotiating with the Game Master to create an additional rule. In this case, add a rule for Sumiki as well as those who don't want to participate to have the ability to leave the game. So with that, we kind of understand what's gonna happen next. Now Itadori then begins to ask Tengen about Gojo. However, Tengen says he won't tell them anything until they choose who will stay behind to protect him. Yuki and Choso steps up by choice. Choso says that Yuta or Yuki needs to be with Itadori to help him, and if Kenjaku is coming, then he needs to stay to kill him for his brothers. Yuki also adds that she wants to stay with Tengen to talk more, asking Yuta if it's okay, where Yuta says yes because he doesn't want to be separated from everyone again. After thanking the gang, Tengen reaches into a dark shadow next to him, pulling out a cube saying this is what you need to free Gojo Satoru. This is the back of the Prism Realm. Megumi and Yuki are shocked while Itadori accurately asks if it's like a back door, which Tengen does confirm, adding that before Kenjaku found the Prism Realm, it was outside of his barrier, indicating that it was overseas outside of Japan. So Tengen, by sealing this back gate, he was hoping it will hide the existence of the front, but it was no use. Tengen then adds that Gojo is actually sealed behind the back door as well, but only the user of the front door can open the back. In other words, Kenjaku. However, you can forcibly open it by using either inverted sword or heaven of the black rope that scrambles and counter techniques. However, sadly, it's revealed that this sword was either destroyed by Gojo or sealed away overseas, whilst the black rope was completely erased by Gojo last year. Megumi and Itadori lash out at Gojo's recklessness, whilst Yuta says he was in Africa looking for the black rope, but it was a wasted trip. Yuki rhetorically asks if there is another way, which Tengen answers yes, there is, saying that there is a participant in the Culling Games who is a sorcerer from 1000 years ago, calling herself the Angel, with the curse technique being able to terminate all techniques, which is actually pretty lit. We then get brought to her illustration showing a winged angelic looking girl holding some kind of spiritual trumpet and wearing a halo. This girl is Hana Kurusu. Now right off the bat, it's interesting that a character who names himself the Angel has an ability of curse techniques nullification, because we know that there can be people who lack curse energy but have amazing physical feats due to something called heavenly restriction. And isn't the heavens where the angel resides? So is Hana Kurusu purposely playing on the theme of heaven, earth and cursed energy? Along with that, how is she alive for 1000 years? Does she have a vessel similar to Sukuna, or did she actually survive the 1000 years without actually deforming in some kind of way? Is she even human? Regardless, if she's using a vessel, it's possible that she's one of the people that Sukuna fed a cursed object to, causing her to be able to come back after 1000 years. It's also possible that she has a connection with Sukuna due to being from 1000 years ago, but was she an enemy or an ally? With the ability to cancel curse techniques, is Angel able to go toe to toe with Sukuna? Of course, there are possible certain conditions behind her technique, so it might be connected to the halo, wings and the staff trumpet looking thing in her hand shown in her illustration. But all in all, I think there's a greater theme that's going on, and it links back to the heavenly restriction we hear throughout the series. Anyway guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Smash that like button like always, subscribe and ding that notification bell to stay updated with our content. With that guys, I'll catch you lot till next time.